everyone, and welcome to our delightful conversation today. I am so excited to share some scrumptious stories about cocoa powder with you all. I can't wait to dive into this wonderful topic and hear from my amazing friends as we explore everything delicious together. So, let me tell you about a cooking episode that really opened my eyes to a cocoa powder shortage. I was preparing a rich chocolate cake for a community bake sale, which required a good amount of cocoa powder. This cake was meant to raise funds for our local food bank, so it was really important for me to get it right. As I got into the baking process, I quickly realized that I was running low on cocoa powder, and it put me in a bit of a bind. For those who may not know, cocoa powder is made from roasted cacao beans and is known for its deep, rich flavor. It stands out because it adds this wonderful chocolatey essence without the added fats found in chocolate bars. In California, we often use cocoa powder in brownies, cookies, and even smoothies. Its popularity really spikes during the fall and winter seasons when people are craving warm desserts. When I found myself facing this shortage, I knew I had to get creative. Instead of simply reaching for another type of chocolate or cocoa substitute, I decided to enhance my cake with some homemade date syrup and a touch of vanilla to give it a unique twist. The result was a deliciously rich and moist cake that my friends and the community absolutely loved. They even raved about how the use of date syrup added this delightful caramel flavor to the cake.
Wow, Sarah, that's such a clever way to handle the cocoa powder shortage. I really appreciate how you turned it into a positive experience. How did you feel when everyone loved the cake?
I felt so relieved and grateful. Their reaction was priceless and made all my efforts worth it.
That's wonderful, Sarah. Your creativity while dealing with the shortage is truly inspiring. Have you thought about incorporating some of those new flavors into future recipes?
Absolutely, Jennifer. I think I'll definitely experiment more with date syrup in my baking.
I love how you made it work. It reminds me of how I often use fresh fruits in my dishes when I can't find certain ingredients. What fruit did you consider to pair with the cake?
I thought about topping it with fresh berries since they complement chocolate nicely, but I decided to keep it simple.
That sounds fantastic. Sarah, your story reminds me of how we all have to adapt in the kitchen. Do you think this could change how you look at baking in general?
Yes, Chloe, it opened my mind to more creative options.
I'd like to highlight the importance of sourcing organic cocoa powder. I've found that when I buy from local farmers, the quality is remarkable for my baked goods. Especially when I make brownies, it's crucial to ensure there are no pesticides involved.
I completely agree, Emily. For me, freshness is key. I usually purchase cocoa powder at the local farmer's market, especially around the fall when the demand grows. The richness really stands out in my chocolate cakes. Just be careful of products that might seem organic but aren't certified.
Building on that, I think about the processing method as another critical factor. I usually use natural cocoa powder for my food truck recipes, especially in smoothies. Because it has a pure taste, it's essential to look for minimally processed options.
Absolutely, and let's not forget about fat content. I look for cocoa powder with less fat, particularly for my gourmet recipes in New York, as it gives a versatile use in making lighter desserts. But always check labels to avoid excess sugar or additives.
Yes, all of you have great points. And I want to add that you should also consider the flavor profile. The cocoa powder I prefer has rich notes perfect for depth in my chocolate bars. Ensure to check taste before deciding, as this can greatly change the dish.
If I can share, I often use carob powder as an alternative to cocoa powder. It's a great option, especially here in Washington where it grows well. Carob has a sweeter taste and is naturally caffeine-free, making it unique.
That's interesting, Emily. In Texas, I sometimes switch to cocoa nibs as an alternative because they offer a crunch and a more intense chocolate flavor than cocoa powder, though they lack the smoothness for baking. It definitely brings a different dynamic to my recipes.
I hear you both. In Florida, I've tried using beetroot powder as a color and flavor substitute. While it does add a unique earthiness, it's notably different from cocoa powder. It can be fun in smoothies if you're looking for vibrant color.
Oh, I love that, Maya. I think using dark chocolate might also work as an alternative. Being in New York, I love the richness it brings to desserts, yet it serves differently from cocoa powder as it comes with more sugars and fats, so adjustments are often necessary.
Wow, what a fantastic discussion we've had about cocoa powder. We've touched on everything from my experience with its shortage, Emily's take on sourcing, to Jennifer's thoughts on freshness. Each of you offered such creative and inspiring ideas about alternatives and qualities to consider when buying cocoa powder. Thank you, everyone, for your wonderful insight. You've enlightened me, and I'm so grateful. Thank you all for joining us today for this delightful conversation. I truly appreciate each one of you for sharing your thoughts and experiences regarding cocoa powder. I encourage everyone watching to try out new ideas in their own kitchens and embrace creativity. Wishing you all the best, and I look forward to our next chat. Until then, keep exploring the joys of cooking and have a great day.